Hello, my name is Morgan. I'm going to be talking about the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP. So this is an overview of what I will be talking about throughout this presentation. So first I'll be talking about the background or the history with this program. I'll be talking about what SNAP is and what all it entails, income and eligibility requirements, how to apply, how SNAP works, current issues and trends, and then the role of a dietitian or nutritionist. The first time that we saw this program in the United States was in 1939 when we enacted the first food stamp program. So how it worked was that you could purchase orange stamps for $1 and then you would receive 50 cents worth of blue stamps. So the orange stamps you could be used for just any produce or food in the stores, and the blue stamps would be used for any food that was determined to be a surplus. So this program lasted for 4 years and reached about 20 million people. It ended in the spring of 43 due to unmarketable food produce, and unemployment no longer existed at this point in time. So the food stamp program pilot was from 1961 to 64, and that was due to President Kennedy's first executive order called for expanded food distribution. So this eliminated the blue stamps. So part of the 4-person team that developed the program and became its first director was also the first woman in the USDA to head an action program, and her name was Isabel Kelly. So that's a fun little fact there. So in 1964, President Johnson requested that Congress pass legislation to make the food stamp program permanent. So that's where that Food Stamp Act came in, and it was operated state by state. So it wasn't government ran, it was state ran. So in 1974 is when SNAP was operating nationwide by July, and then in November for Puerto Rico. So through 1988 to 2004 was where they were developing the electronic benefit transfer, or the EBT card, which is also called the link card. In 1988 was the Hunger Prevention Act. This is where more pilot projects tested the use of the benefit cards and the delivery system that would make it more effective and to test the efficiency of operations for the participants and recipients. And then in 1992 is where the Food Stamp Nutrition Education Program came in. In 2008, they changed that name to SNAP Ed. So that's the nutrition education portion of SNAP. SNAP is managed by Food and Nutrition Service of the USDA. In Illinois, the Department of Human Services administers the SNAP program. The link card is what is used for the participants to use their monthly allotment of money to buy these nutritious foods. Each month, depending on the size of the household, they get a different amount of money to help them out. 12% of the U.S. population participates in SNAP, which is about 1 in every 9 people. The total number of the participants is 38 million people within the United States. 14% of Illinois participates in SNAP, and that's 1 in every 7 people. And that is 1,770,000 Illinois residents. So the number of participants in families with children is 65% in Illinois and 67% nationally. The percentage of families with members who are elderly or have disabilities is 31% in Illinois and 34% in the United States. And the percentage of working families is 44% in Illinois and 43% nationwide. So they're pretty similar percentage-wise between Illinois and the national average. So the average monthly SNAP benefit for each household member in the fiscal year 19 was $135, and the average SNAP benefit per person per meal was only $1.36. So these are the eligibility requirements to participate in SNAP. So you must be low wage or part-time and under 60 years old, within the 165% of the federal poverty line. You can also be unemployed, receiving welfare or other public assistance programs such as TANF or temporary assistance for needy families. You can also be elderly or disabled and be low income. They raise the federal poverty line for that population up to 200%, and you can also be homeless. This is a table of the maximum monthly income allowable, so what you make in a month. So for example, if it was just me in my household living alone, I would have to make a maximum of $1,718 per month to qualify for SNAP, or less than that number. If I was over the age of 60 or disabled, then I would need to make a maximum of $2,082 per month to qualify for SNAP at that 200% poverty line. And then the maximum monthly SNAP amounts, so again, for example, if it was just me and I qualified, I would get a maximum of $194 per month for benefits. So to apply for SNAP, it's approximately 13 pages to fill out, plus 3 pages of signatures and addresses. You can apply online, by phone, or on paper, so you can mail or physically turn into a SNAP office or DHS office. They also include an interview, and then after you apply, there is a timeline from that application. It can take up to 30 days if you're eligible to hear back, and if not, you will receive an explanation for why you were rejected. If there's an immediate need for an emergency benefits, then it will take 5 days or less for you to get that program. So how does it work? So the amount of SNAP benefits depend on household size and monthly income. So like that page with the 2 charts on it. You can only use SNAP to buy nutritious foods. It will not cover vitamins, medicines, alcoholic beverages, hot foods, food prepared in store, non-food items, and tobacco. You can use your SNAP benefits for seeds and plants for garden-grown foods, so you can make your own garden with help of SNAP benefits. So these are some current issues and trends happening with SNAP. DSNAP is also known as disaster SNAP. There was a cost of living increase adjustment, and also SNAP E&T, or Employment and Training Grant Funding. So DSNAP, or disaster SNAP, is approved by the government on a state-by-state basis due to food loss or damage caused by natural disaster. So you can qualify if you don't meet SNAP requirements, but you need home for business or home repairs, temporary shelter, eviction or relocation expenses, home or business protection, disaster-related injury, funeral expenses, lost or no income due to disaster, including reduced, terminated, or delayed receipt of income for a large part of the benefit period, which is super amazing. So the cost of living increase adjustment increased the one-person household to a maximum of $204 a month, with $153 for each person. So you can see the difference from my previous slide with the chart showing the maximum monthly benefits. That's what changed from. And then employment and training grant funding is a really neat program that helps SNAP participants gain skills, training, and work experience to hopefully help get them off of the program and give them their own sense of worth and hopefully find a better job so that they don't need to be on this program anymore. So the roles of a dietitian or nutritionist within SNAP is that they can advocate for funding and policy changes at all levels, work with SNAP Ed, and work individually with participants to help them learn how to eat healthily with their benefits, and the USDA food plans. So these food plans represent a nutritious diet at 4 different cost levels. They're updated monthly, and our nutritional bases of a plan are based off of the dietary guidelines for Americans and dietary reference intakes. So these are my references, and these are the questions. So, number 1, do you think that eligibility criteria should be expanded to 200% of the poverty level for all? Why or why not? Number 2, most participants run out of their food or benefits by the end of the month because they use them all within the first few weeks. What are some ways that you would teach them how to extend their use? And 3, do you think that more funding in SNAP, E&T, or employment and training will help people get more jobs in the next few years and eventually not need or rely on SNAP? Why or why not? Thank you so much for listening.